Cathy, you've been a longtime spokesperson on the role of parents in education and in service learning. You authored Parent Involvement in Service Learning for the National Dropout Prevention Center and What is Service Learning? A Guide for Parents for the National Service Learning Clearinghouse. In Los Angeles, you've been advising the Educators Consortium for Service Learning since it was founded in 1993 by a group of active parents. What roles can parents play as partners in service learning initiatives, and how can we work with them in the most efficient ways?
That's a great question and a much longer answer. So I'll kind of synthesize my thoughts. When I speak to groups about the role of parents in service learning, I can break it simply into two categories. One is we want to look at how they can be supportive in the service learning process in school, which means they need to be knowledgeable. And you can have parents that come forth as like service learning champions or leaders. You know, in my daughter's schools, we used to have service learning liaisons. Like you have a class parent, you also can have a service learning parent or a liaison that helps negotiate where the teacher needs help, maybe to find some organizations or to help with some errands or going out on field trips and not doing what the students can do, but doing the other things that kids can't do. That's part of the discriminating factor you need to make sure is really clear. So parents can be supportive, and what we would do is what gives parents in services on service learning so they could create a support group and keep teaching new groups of parents and passing on this kind of mantle to the next group so that parents really are champions for this whole idea. And it can take a little time to get there. In some schools, parents are very controlling about service and sometimes they're not involved. So you have to find that balance. So it's all about supporting the teachers in service learning. The other part I like to emphasize when I talk to parents is the role of family service. And I've written quite a bit on family service as a concept so that parents can get support through the schools even to do service as a family. On some schools where I've influenced, you can have a family service little link on a PTA website so parents can know where they can go as a family and do things together so that we're building that ethic and that ethos from the family to the school and the school to the family. And I think that really creates very wonderful, memorable moments that they can share for generations. So I'm a big advocate of both parents' role in supporting service learning. And one thing to be aware of is that when kids get to middle school, they don't want their parents around, right? So you have this high dropout rate of parents starting in middle school. But that's easily solved if the parents help in other classrooms where their kids aren't. So we want to remove what I used to call the dropout rate of parents and keep them engaged in ways that are meaningful, just not with their own kids. So that makes a lot more peace in the home. Once they get to seriously middle school, my kids did not want me in sight. So I could do other things. So you could still be involved and encouraging parents to stay involved.